Do you have a strategy with those decks specifically?
Oh yeah, draw the right card, get the right mana, play it real good, and smash some face.
Today we will be talking about spoiler cards from War of the Spark. That's right, there are cards, and we are just seeing them for the first time. I am going to be going through first the planeswalkers that have been spoiled, and then into all of the other spoilers. I'm essentially going into the order that they are presented on mythicspoiler.com. So that is not the spoiler order. It is the order instead that they are being presented on the internet. That's right. I am a cheater. So we're going to start with this boy here. Gideon Blackblade. No Alright. I've got gunners. Does that count? These are my analysis glasses. They really don't match the red frames. Watch, he should hire me for all official spoilers. We've got Gideon Blackblade. No, that's not correct. This is Gideon Blackblade. That's right. He's kind of hard to read because he's all fuzzy. If you would like to see him in better definition, you're going to have to wait for his actual spoil to happen because this one was a leak. Oops. Oops. So, it's hard to read what he does, but he is a 3-mana planeswalker. He's at mythic rarity, and he's got a really interesting static ability. Whenever it is your turn, Mr. Gids over here is going to be a creature. It's really typical for Gideon to be a creature, usually by use of one of his abilities, but in this Gideon, he's both a planeswalker and a creature anytime it's your turn. That means he can't block. He doesn't do blocking. Blocking is dumb, but it does mean that he can accumulate +1/+1 counters and loyalty counters, and then have proliferation happen. Yeah, that's a mechanic. Proliferate is in here. Why is his set symbol different? I don't know. You're not asking the right person. Oh god. Yeah, I can't wear the glasses. It's not working. My eyes are going into the void. Blocking is for Mathers. Please give you an A, producer. Mr. Professor. So his plus, also, you have to take note that he has a very fun ability, which is you prevent all damage that would be dealt to him during your turn. He has indestructible, so that means that Gideon cannot take damage on your turn. That means that on your turn, you could do all sorts of wackadoo stuff with him when you're swinging. If you could find a way to give him trample, there's ways to do that, then he would be an oppressive force to deal with. Where am I? A court office? This is actually a principal's office, according to Google, where I took the image from. Dies to Star of Extinction? No, doesn't die to Star of Extinction if it is cast at instant speed on your turn, or if you were the one to cast it. Yes, there is some -5/-5 with solve. We're gonna get there. He's easy to deal with. That's... Well, we're gonna get to talking about the removal power in this set, because the removal power in this set is wild. His +1 ability, by the way, is to give another target creature you control, so not himself, Vigilance, Lifelink, or Indestructible until the end of turn. So that's his way of protecting himself. By the way, he comes in at 4 loyalty, and his -6 ability is to exile a non-land permanent. Which seems pretty nice. It seems like the kind of thing that's not going to necessarily win you the game, but this is a 3-mana planeswalker, and if you're able to use him and his punching face, you can win the game. I think that this is the most powerful creature I've seen so far from this set, but we'll see. And by the way, his mana cost is the same as History of Benalia. It's 2 white, 1 colorless. He's going to be great in white aggro, absolutely. We're going to go on to the next boy now. And this is the first time that I have... This is the first time that I've said, hey, I like this Jase Planeswalker. Because this is a Jase. He doesn't have Vigilance. It goes back to be a Planeswalker on their turn. Does that mean a tapped Planeswalker? Yes, Gideon has also had ways to become a tapped Planeswalker before. Greetings, Max. It was fun playing games with you last night. Well, part of this Gideon was showing the Blackblade. He's holding it in his hand. So, have you guys seen this new Jase? He costs 4 mana, and he's an alternate win condition, because if you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you know, mill to death, You win the game instead. Yes, that's right. It's Laboratory Maniac, except a Planeswalker, and also it's Jase, my terrible, awful, no good son. You can actually see in his art, he's commanding an army of clones of himself, because that's the way he rules. But it has nothing to do with his abilities, because his abilities are to +1, to have a target player put the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. Note, target player. Could be you, could be your opponent, and then draw a card. So you could use that to accelerate your own self-mill. If we get something kind of dredgy, that could be cool. That could be cool. Why did Jase have to put on a shirt? Jase has his shirt back on because he's no longer on Ixalan. He has his memories back and he's not on a boat. The flavor of this one's weird. You think Jase might find enlightenment or something in the story? Maybe he'll realize that causing your opponents to mill Jase the Mind Sculptor was a really rude thing to do, and that he should do it to himself. Yes, Jase has his shirt back on because he's not on a boat. Like, he has no ladies to impress. Do you draw a card, or does target player? Nope. It is you draw a card. So, you mill either yourself or your opponent, and then you, the player, draw a card. And his -8 is to draw 7 cards. If this happens to kill Jase, it has a replacement ability for his static ability, where if your library has no cards in it, you win the game. I think this is interesting, and I think that Self-Mill is going to be a viable deck type, and I'm going to try it. I know we're probably going to get a lot of Planeswalker removal that we haven't seen yet, so it's going to be a lot of protecting Jase while you get this ability ready. What is milling? Milling is the win condition normally where you get your opponent to have 0 cards in their deck, and in their library, sorry. And if you draw a card, or go to draw a card, and there are no cards you can draw, then you lose the game. That is a normal part of Magic the Gathering. It was introduced as Millstone, was kind of the first card that caused milling. It causes people to take cards out of their deck, put them in the graveyard. And it has been around in this game and Hearthstone and other games ever since, because it's an interesting alternate win mechanic. Am I spoiling a card today? No, I'm spoiling cards on Thursday. Where am I? I am in a green screen environment where there's a chair behind my own chair. Wowee, this is not actually my computer right here. This is an image from Google Images. There are ways to get around it, like with Lich's Mastery, that's true. But Lich's Mastery and Jase, Wielder of Mysteries, I mean, we've got enough mana fixing, I could see it happening. Chairception. Hey, Eats Metal. Have I talked about the new bullets yet? Nope, we are only 2 cards into the spoilers. Speaking of which, we're gonna get to one of the ones that was spoiled during the Mythic Invitational. By the way, if you hear some clattering, those are the little things on my sleeves. The fancy sports jacket, thank you very much. I figured it would be good for announcer type thing. I like it, that's the way it's Gothy Stitch. I like it. Thank you, Gothy Stitch, for that resub. You can finally use your Narcomoebas. You can finally use those Stitchers suppliers. Thank you, Gothy Stitch, for that sub. So this is the new Liliana. This is Liliana Dreadhorde General. If you guys watched the trailer, Liliana is shown commanding an army of Eternals, and she starts to disintegrate near the end, but that is not shown here. But you can see all of the lines of power activating upon her body. It's so cool. So this is a pretty expensive Planeswalker for this set. She is 6 mana, 4 colorless, 2 black. And whenever a creature you control dies, you draw a card. So she's obviously about making creatures and creatures dying. There's actually a couple things that we're going to see that I think lean towards creature sacking, including her own ability. Her +1 ability is to make a zombie. Great, very Liliana. Great, very Liliana. But her -4 ability, which she can use once she comes out, because she comes out with 6 loyalty, is for each player to sack 2 creatures. If you have no creatures, that means you sacrifice nothing. If you have 1 creature, you sacrifice 1. If you have 2, you have to sacrifice both. And if you have more than 2, then you have to sacrifice, well, 2 of them. You get to pick. The controller of the creatures gets to pick. You don't think she's that that impressive. Maybe the secret is proliferate. Maybe because her -9 ability is really where she's kind of impressive. Because her static ability is nice, but at 6 mana, I feel like you could have another card draw engine down at this point. But at her -9 ability is each opponent chooses a permanent they control of each permanent type. So that's 1 land, 1 creature, 1 enchantment, 1 artifact, 1 planeswalker. I think I've hit all of the types right there. And loses the rest. Sagas are enchantments, Duke. 1 land is the most important. Yes, so this is essentially a land destruction, not a board wipe. It's interesting. This card with doubling season, so you get twice the zombies. Well, we haven't seen a doubling season spoiler as far as I know, but that would be wild. Her and Ajani mean that you could ult in 2 turns. Yes, we're going to get to Ajani. Ajani helps out all the other ones. All right, so we're going to go to another one of the leaked planeswalkers, so it's going to be really fuzzy, and I apologize for this. We're going to talk about new Chandra. So new Chandra, I will read her text out loud because you definitely can't see it. Wait, doubling season has been shown? All right, well, I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't seen it. Doubling season was part of an April Fool's joke. Okay, so a lot of you guys seem to think that there are some spoilers like Thoughtseize and doubling season that were part of an April Fool's joke. We're not there. We're not there. All right, so Chandra, Fire Artisan. That is her very blurry name there. She costs 2 red, 2 colorless, and she is 4 loyalty when she comes into the battlefield, and whenever 1 or more loyalty counters are removed from her, whether she's dealt damage or you're using her ability, she deals that much damage to target opponent or planeswalker. Her +1 ability is to exile the top card of your library, and you may play it this turn, so it's a very red ability, that kind of not quite card draw, this temporary, you have this card up here. And her -7 ability is to exile the top 7 cards of your library, and you may play them this turn. And because of her static ability, if you use her -7 ability, you're also dealing 7 damage to a target opponent or planeswalker. I don't think she's too strong. No, she's also a rare planeswalker. She's not one of the mythic rare planeswalkers, though that does not actually seem to correlate too much with power, because I think new Jase holds up on his own, and Liliana is mythic, and she's just fine. She's just fine. Could be sideboard material in mono red. Well, we're going to get to the real sideboard material in mono red soon. I'm just going to move right on to Chandra's girlfriend. Definitely. Nyssa! So there's a new Nyssa card. Nyssa, who shakes the world. Another fuzzy card, because I believe this was leaked. This is another one of rare planeswalkers. And whenever you tap a forest for mana, you add an additional G. So this Nyssa costs 5 mana to play. But in a mono green deck, you could use this to really, really, really get out some big stuff. Or do some chromatic green, maybe. So you're tapping a forest for something that is not green, and then you generate an additional green. Totally possible. The problem is that 5 mana, usually green already has a lot of its stuff out. We'll find out. So, sorry, I was laughing at the joke about Nyssa who shakes the world because she's some sort of giantess who's thundering around. No, I think she shakes the world because her ability is to put +1/+1 counters on non-creature lands. So that means that she turns your lands into creatures. You untap your lands. They become 0/0 elementals with vigilance and haste. And you build an army of lands. This is Nyssa's thing this time. Shock lands are forest too? Yeah, as long as they have forest as part of their type. Because it does not say whenever you tap a basic forest for mana. It says whenever you tap a forest for mana. So she is going to be making hasty 3/3 lands. Note, these lands are not indestructible. People can kill your lands once they become elementals. And she also has the -8 ability of you get an emblem with lands you control have indestructible. There you go. You search your library for any number of forest cards, put them into play tapped, and then shuffle your library. So she is, she comes in, by the way, at 5 loyalty. So that means she's going to be at 6 loyalty if you +1 her. 7 with proliferate, 8 with another proliferate or just another +1, and then -8 her And you have indestructible lands and a whole damn lot of them. Ooh, Magic, thank you for hosting my page. I actually don't see this card getting a ton of play because it doesn't protect itself super well. The possibility of losing your lands because 3/3s die to lightning strikes or skewers or whatever else. I would be too scared of losing my army here to play this card. But she's still interesting, and I think you could maybe have some sort of a crazy manland deck. Maybe we're going to get some manlands. I don't know. Next, we're going to get to what a lot of people seem to think is Elspeth. Has not been confirmed. And her name is the Wanderer. This is the Wanderer, y'all. It can also thin mono green decks. Yes, because once you take all the lands out of your deck, everything you hit's going to be gas. Nope, she's the Wanderer, yes. So we're going to call this wonderful hatted woman the Wanderer. This is a 4-mana planeswalker in white with no subtype. I've also seen the crackpot theory that this is Emrakul, yes. This is a 4-mana uncommon, by the way, with the static ability of prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to you, the player, and other permanents you control, including planeswalkers and creatures. Neat. Human form of Ugin. I don't think Ugin would choose this form. I don't think Ugin knows about fashion. Also, this character has a -2 ability. Comes in with 5 loyalty, by the way. 4 mana, 5 loyalty. Only has a minus ability. To exile a creature with power 4 or greater. This can be used on your own creatures. Don't know why you would, but you can. But it's just exile target creature with power 4 or greater. Done. Diddly done. Diddly diddly done. Rosewater already said who the Wanderer is. Tell me if you want to know. I'm good. Don't judge Ugin. Onomatu's gonna love her. Love this here Wanderer. This Wanderer. Does this let you pay life, or does that not count as damage? Paying life is something you choose to do, kind of like how sacrificing a creature is not destroying it. Tepe read the theory that the Wanderer is Ugin. Yes. She kind of looks like a god. She actually kind of does remind me of a Ketra with her look, but I don't think it's her. I don't think it's her. Wanderer plus Shalai equals hexproof, no damage, party hard. Yeah, I think they could be buddies. And as a note, the Wanderer does not prevent damage from being dealt to itself. It is only other permanents. To you, it screams Kamigawa. Yes, when I saw this card, I was thinking Kamigawa as well. Perhaps somebody from Kamigawa who is long forgotten. We'll find out. Ooh, the next card in this list is actually not a planeswalker, so we're gonna take a little move away from that to talk about Flux Channeler. This is the first card that we were shown that had Proliferate. Yeah, that's right. Proliferate's back in a set where there are planeswalkers that all have loyalty counters. We've got Proliferate. So this is a 3-mana 2/2. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Proliferate. And that's upon cast. That is not upon resolve. This is going to be wild. I actually see there to be some potential of Simic. Maybe even my good friend, the Galloping Lizrog, getting a little boost from all these Proliferates. Can I explain Proliferate for a noob? Sure. It says it on the card, but I can read it out loud. When you Proliferate, you choose any number of permanents or players, and then give each another counter for each kind of counter already there. So let's say I'm a player. I have an Infect counter on me. Somebody proliferates and chooses me. That Proliferate goes up and increases my Infect counters by 1. Or poison counters. There you go. Proliferate with Shark to Crab sounds hilarious here. You're going to be tapping down and locking down. If you target a creature that has multiple types of counters on it, we don't have that many types of counters right now, but imagine we did, then you would proliferate and increase the number of counters on it. By the way, -1/-1 counters we do have, but we don't have any of them in standard. We might see more. I haven't gone through all the spoilers yet, so I don't know if we have any. Does it put counters on sagas? Yes, I believe so. I believe that does work on sagas because sagas use time counters. Is that what they're called? Let me just check the wording on there. Because it's a saga, lore counters, that's what they're called. Thank you, Dirk and Shadow Puppets. So yes, you increase the lore counters, so you can actually accelerate, say, your History of Benalia to get you both your knights on one turn, and then the next turn, give them +2/+1. So this Flux Channel, by the way, is an uncommon, so that means we have at least one uncommon proliferate source. Does it interact with damage counters? Damage counters? I don't think we have those. +1/+1 are counters, and -1/-1s are counters, but not when something gets +1/+1 until end of turn, or -1/-1 until end of turn. Those are not counters. Alright, we're gonna get back into the Planeswalkers. This is another one of the leaked ones, so he's a little blurry. At least I think it was one of the leaks. Or it was just a bad photo from the stream. Alright, let's see. We've got Nicolas. That's right. He's big, he's bad, he's back. Also, him thick. Check out this demon. Him a big boy. Is he a demon? I feel like Nicolas was a demon. Him a nasty lad. No. He was manipulated by demons, right? Or like, I don't know if he's become a demon. Okay, he's very demonic, either way. This is Nicolas, the Hate Twisted, a 5-mana, uncommon Planeswalker, because again, uncommon Planeswalkers are weird, they only have minus abilities, but his static ability is, whenever an opponent draws a card, Nicolas, the Hate Twisted, deals 1 damage to that player. Maybe there's something you can do with that. I don't know. This -2 ability is destroy target creature, its controller draws 2 cards. Okay. It's there. I don't really see the use of this yet, but I'm sure there is one. Limited bomb? Yeah, probably good and limited. But 5 mana, kind of weird. Play it with the Lich? Maybe. Double damage from expansion explosion? Maybe. It's hard to get a 5-mana Planeswalker to stick without good protection, though. If you activate that ability and sack the creature in response before it is destroyed, does its controller still draw cards? There is no target creature, so I don't think so. I think that the ability would fizzle. It would say, oh, there's nothing for me to target. Whoopsie dipsy. Alright, and now we're going to get to the boy who I am most excited about. My wonderful, beautiful, trash rascal, my wonderful friend, my beautiful boy, Thibault Rakish Instigator. Guys, look! Thibault's back! Thibault's back! This is a solid sideboard card! This is a solid sideboard card for Mono Red. That's right, Mono Red, take that bad boy into a matchup. Your opponent's playing life gain. What's this? They got those dumb Dovin acuities. Absorbs. Cats that have life gain, probably. No, wrong, bad. Thibault's here. Thibault's here to say nobody gets to gain life, except for me. 3-mana Thibault, literally playable. That's right, Thibault went from the beautiful trash garbage boy, nobody gets to play him, to a wonderful lad, still very fashionable, has 2 swords, makes little devils. So really, Thibault's ability that matters here is his static ability, that opponents can't gain life. But He also has a -2 ability, by the way, he comes in with 5 loyalty. That makes a little red devil creature. I could see this being kind of rude to white weenies as well, because this little red devil, when it dies, deals a damage to a target. So let's say 2 2/1s attack you. You block with one and you can kill the other. I mean, the other one will deal damage to you, but little devils have a use. Didn't they ban a dinosaur because of the healing ability? They banned it for more than that. A lot of people are comparing this to Rampaging Ferocidon. Rampaging Ferocidon had a whole lot more going on for it than Thibault did. That was also a 3/3 menacing creature for 3 mana, and whenever a creature came into the battlefield, its controller lost life. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. It's a lot more than this Thibault was. I don't think this Thibault's going to be banned. Yeah, I don't think this is a main board card. I think this is a sideboard card. But I think that he's also a beautiful boy. I want to hang out with him, and also I ship him with Judith because Judith thinks that him sexy. I get it. I get it. Alright, we're moving on to another Planeswalker here. This is one who we actually still have in a standard set. It's Vivian! Hurrah! Oh, and also for anybody who doesn't get why people are so excited about Thibault and keep making fun of him being 3 mana, old Thibault was a 2 mana Planeswalker that was bad because he hurt you a lot. So this is the new Vivian. She is a 3 mana green Planeswalker. That's the cheapest green Planeswalker I've seen. And she lets you play creature spells as though they had flash. So, I don't know, just sometimes Galtas happen on your opponent's turn, okay? Yes, this also does enable you to use Wilderness Reclamation to cast a Hydroid Krasis. Don't think about that too much, because it's gonna make you want to cry. Don't think about it too much, okay? Yes. Her +1 ability is until your next turn, up to 1 target creature gains Vigilance and Reach. So that's how she protects herself. She requires creatures to help protect herself. She does not make the creatures. But she also comes in at 4 loyalty. And her -2 ability is to look at the top 2 cards of your library, exile 1 face down, and put the rest in the bottom of your library. Sorry, top 3 cards. That exiled card you can cast if it is a creature card. That's pretty nice. Also, if Vivian dies, you can still cast that card. Bluffing is part of Magic. Oh, 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 it's Magic. Get yourself a 10/10 turn 5. I mean, you can get out 10/10 way before turn 5. Good old Gigantosaurus. How did I get access to the card? I am looking at mythicspoiler.com, which is why the image quality varies so much from card to card. You can flash all the Explorer creatures? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can use creatures coming into the battlefield as a trick with, say, Shana. Shana, who gets bigger with every creature that's on the battlefield. Well, on your side. You're thinking this is an actual desk? No, that's why my hands disappear when I go under it. This is my my office overlay that I stole from Google Images. All right, now we're gonna get on to one of the new Planeswalkers that we know very little about. It's Teo. One second, I just got to bring up their card. There we go, it's Teo, the Shield Mage. Teo is a 3 mana in white, which gives you hexproof. Ta-da! Just like Shalai. Yes, I ship Teo and Arcades. Teo and Arcades love walls. That's their thing. So if y'all want that dragon in this boy, question mark? Looks like a young man to me. To have a party hardy, then you can use Teo's -2 ability to make a wall. Yeah, I don't think that this is a very, very strong card. I think situationally, Teo could be useful. But at 4 mana, I'd rather just have Shalai. But I am going to put this into my Arcades Commander deck because it would be funny. This could help you get the City's Blessing quickly. Good. Good. Could be decent in a white sideboard for mono-red matchups. Again, I think Shalai does a better job, but maybe if there's like 1 3 walls or 2 3 walls. But no, there are 3 walls. 4 mana? No, it's 3 mana. This is a 3 mana. I'm talking about Shalai as 4 mana. Yes, there is a land that lets you proliferate if you need to grow your planeswalkers, so we will get there.